Hey, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, and look what we got going on in the background. This is Final Fantasy 14. I am back. I have reinstalled the game, resubscribed. What is going on? Oh, shit, I just realized. Oh, my God. Okay, one sec. I literally just figured out what it is that's causing that disable gamepad. Alright, that's cool. So I had an issue like this that happened when I was playing For Honor the other day, and I wondered what it was. It's literally my my pedals that is plugged into the computer at all times, and I guess I just sort of tapped the brakes, and it ended up being like a back button that got stuck. That's funny. Anyway, nothing to do with the content of this video, although hilarious that I got to troubleshoot a problem I was having already. So, this character doesn't matter to you guys. It is a new character I created to ease myself back into the game, decide if it was going to stick. I've gotten all the way up to level 17, which I understand is not super far or anything like that, but it is relatively decent in terms of, you know, it took me a few hours to get here, basically. But more of the content of this video is going to be a bit of an update and just a bit of a, I don't know if it's a rant or like a discussion or what, but I just needed to sort of get some things off my chest and things like that. But what I will start off with this video is let you guys know that I am planning on bringing the Final Fantasy series back, both in terms of the Let's Play and the dungeon videos. We're going to skip through this. And the dungeon videos. So I have a bit of a plan that I've put together that should work, but, you know, it's subject to change as always. The problem with coming up with a schedule is that things change all the time. My interests change. You know, for example, I was doing a lot of road racing and iRacing. I actually found out after a few weeks that I enjoy oval racing much more. So I kind of ditched the road racing and now do oval racing pretty much exclusively. And that content is going to keep coming to the channel, mostly on the weekends, because the big racing stream day is Saturday, and I stream for about 7 to 8 hours on that day, and there's going to be lots of races. So the whole idea is, you know, the main official race, which is the race that I score the highest on for the oval series that I take part in, you know, will be the one that is guaranteed to be uploaded to the channel. But then also, if I had any other fun races or good races or wins or anything like that, then those would be updated as well, or uploaded as well, just because, you know, it's racing content and some of you guys like that. I realize that my viewer base, well, my subscriber count is continually growing at a very steady rate, which I'm incredibly thankful for, by the way. My viewer base is probably split pretty heavily because iRacing and sim racing in general, NASCAR, Skip Barber racing, all that stuff, is incredibly different than a Final Fantasy 14 MMO. And a lot of you guys are here for the MMO because that's sort of what, quote-unquote, got the channel on the map. I was going to say blew the channel up, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I've blown up. Although, compared to my history in the past with subscribers, it feels that way. You know, it is, a lot of you guys are here for the Final Fantasy stuff, and a lot of you guys are here for the iRacing stuff. So I decided that I'm going to just do both. Now, this does come at a cost, both in time and financially, of course, but after going over it, you know, I got rid of the extra retainers that I had. I was paying like $37 a month for Final Fantasy because of the extra retainers, and I was using them, but I realized, you know what, like, not unless, if the YouTube series and the streaming can sustain it for me, then by all means I'll do it. But until it gets to that point, or if it never gets to that point, whatever, you know, that's something that is too much of a, you know, a bonus and not a necessity. So I got rid of it, so then this way I can justify paying for an iRacing subscription while paying for all the iRacing tracks, as well as the cars and the Final Fantasy subscription, as well as all the other stupid games that I buy that I never play. I mean, I have a bit of a problem. I'll be the first one to admit that. There's a shit ton of games I have on Steam that I never even played, as well as I played for like a couple hours and then just never did, even though I still really like those games. You know, I don't know what my friggin' problem is. Essentially, a big part of it, though, is the the feeling that whenever I'm playing a game, I feel like I need it to be productive for the channel. You know, or at least if I'm playing a game, I think, how could I make this productive for the channel? You know, and a big example of that would be the recent game that just came out called For Honor, which is a game that I absolutely love. And I purchased it in mind with using it to, you know, provide some extra content for the channel. But unfortunately, it turns out that that game, at least for streaming purposes, is a bit too heavy for my computer to handle without kicking me out of games due to FPS drops and things like that. So that's really sad. So I have that game now, and I'm still going to play it, but I say that, and the truth of the matter is I definitely won't play it as much as I should, especially considering it's an $80 game, because I can't really fit it into the schedule, right? And it's the same with all the other games I buy. So, you know, it's just something that, as a small up-and-coming YouTuber, I wouldn't even say I'm up-and-coming at this point, but I'm growing at a small rate. It's a struggle because unlike all the other big YouTubers who can do this for a full-time job, I can't. And if I want to be able to sustain my life, then I need to work full-time. So if I need to work full-time, that is 8 hours a day taken out of my available hours to get things done for the channel. And just, not even just for the channel, just for life in general. Which leads me to the whole, like, and I'm sure everybody feels this way, right? I'm not special in a sense where this only happens to me, because I'm sure that this is part of being an adult. And that's why it's just a little bit of a rant, but not really, like, I'm really not trying to sound like I'm complaining, because there's pretty much nothing that can be done about it, and everybody deals with it. But it's something that's hitting me really hard these days, is managing the small amount of time that I actually have. Where are we going? Oh, we have to go back to Limsa. All right. Did I? I did get that. Okay, good. So we can go back to Limsa. This time management thing is, like, driving me crazy. Like, here's what I would do in a perfect world, okay? If the world was perfect, if I didn't have to work to make a living, then what I'd be doing is providing you guys with the Final Fantasy Let's Play. I would have never canceled it. You know, I would keep doing that. I would keep oval racing and iRacing and practicing heavily to get really good at that, so that my content is actually, you know, better quality gameplay, which it'll eventually get there. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get worse. You know, eventually I'll get better, and maybe at some point I'll hit a peak of skill for that game. But regardless, I'd be practicing a lot more so that you guys would be getting a lot better content. You know, there actually is, at the end of this season for iRacing, there's a couple new series that I want to take part in next season. You know, namely the IndyCar Oval Racing Series and the Stock Car Oval Racing Series, as well as continuing the NASCAR series that I'm doing right now. All of this is something that I would be able to practice much more on and provide higher quality content on all three of those series, as well as the Final Fantasy Let's Play series, as well as the tanking videos, the healing videos, and I want to mix in a DPS rotation as well, because I know you guys really like seeing that stuff, and I do enjoy playing it. Sometimes, you know, after like 6 months of hardcore Final Fantasy playing, yeah, sometimes it gets a little bit, I need a break. But after going to see Distant Worlds recently, which, if you haven't heard of Distant Worlds, they are an amazing orchestra who focuses on Final Fantasy music, and they do such a great job. I don't think there's anyone that does it better, and I was able to see them live, and it brought me right back in. Just like, as I was there, I was like, I need to start playing Final Fantasy again, because this franchise just means a lot to me, and you know, I even have like emotional responses to it. So it's something that I always want to be involved in. So that's why that's a big reason why I'm bringing it back. but also because the expansion's coming out relatively soon, and that's something else I want to, get into. But so that's that, right? So I'm talking about a Let's Play series for Final Fantasy, the tanking guide, the healing guide, and the DPS guide, which are not guides; they're just sort of dungeon videos. The iRacing, IndyCar Oval, NASCAR Oval, and Street Stock Oval. And that's just the beginning. Like, I'm also, this isn't something I was really going to bring up, but I'm not exactly sure I'm going to be releasing these videos, but I have been recording a background series of me and my wife going through the Legend of Zelda games, starting with the first one on NES and working our way up as much as we can to try to include everything we can record to the computer and upload. It's another gigantic project that I have in my mind. It may be a bit too ambitious for, the time that I have available, but it's something that I have started and I may or may not finish. So there's all that. And then plus, if I found a way to get For Honor to work, I would want to release For Honor content as well. And any other game that comes out that's good. Maybe I'll get back into StarCraft 2 and want to release that as well. But the problem is that there's just not enough time in the day to do all of this. And this is only, like, even if I had no interest outside of recording videos for YouTube, then, if I just wanted to play all these games, if that was the only interest I had, then it's already tough to fit all of this, considering that I'm married, I have 2 dogs, I have 2 cats, I have an apartment I need to maintain, I have a full-time job I need to go to, I need to sleep, which really sucks, because that would be the first thing I would cut out. If I didn't have to sleep, that would be absolutely amazing. But I do, sadly enough. So, where am I going? The Hall of the Novice. Okay. Is this the one that's out near Aleport? Yeah, it is. Okay. So, even if I didn't have any other interests, then, it's already tough. But I do have other interests. The baseball season is starting soon, and those baseball games are 3 hours a piece, sometimes 4 hours. And I enjoy watching the Blue Jays, and I'm going to try to watch them when I can. As well as the fact that just getting into racing and everything, and finding out that NASCAR actually live streams all of their races to YouTube, and puts up the VODs, then, I'm actually excited for the new NASCAR season as well. And, it's just how do I fit all of this in to be able to do everything that I want to do, And again, there's more even than that. My wife and I have started a workout program where we work out for 30 to 40 minutes every night after work, and it's been doing great. And that's something that takes priority, right? Being healthy is a priority, so that trumps YouTube and everything else, and that's been going well. But that's just one other thing. Sometimes my wife wants to watch a movie. The other day, she asked me to watch a movie, and I was like, that's an hour and a half to 2 hours out of my day. I have this I gotta do, this I gotta do, this I gotta do. And then on top of it, sometimes a dude just wants to sit back and relax and play a game without recording, or play a game with some of my friends. I barely leave time for that. Playing H1Z1 or any other game with my buddies is something that I almost never do, because most of the time I'm preoccupied. I feel like I have almost every single hour of the week scheduled towards something. And lately my job has been giving what we call SLU, which I don't even know what that stands for. In an older job, it was called VTO, or voluntary time off. Basically, they have overscheduled, so they're like, hey, these hours we're sending people home for if you want. It's voluntary. And I've been taking that, because the money I make from my job, to me, is not the priority. As long as we can make a living, which we can, luckily, I would prefer to spend my time making videos like I'm doing right now. And just to add one more thing to the ever-growing list of things that I'm interested in, there's a whole bunch of podcasts that I've been listening to. I'm trying to get smarter and learn more about politics and, pick a side and basically have a stance. And in doing that, you have to listen to all different people and get all their points of views. And that's even more time that I've been investing You know, and it's just so much time. So the whole point of this video is just to complain, even though I said I'm not trying to complain. It sounds like I'm complaining, and I guess I am a little bit, of the fact that there's not enough time in the day to do everything that I want to do. And not even just the day, but the week or the month even. So, you know, I'm working on that. And it's been a struggle, and sometimes I have success, and then other times I don't. And then sometimes I find something that seems to be really working, but then all of a sudden, I don't really feel like road racing anymore, and I'd rather play Final Fantasy. So I have to change things, and it's just it's tough to find the perfect balance, you know. So anyway, that's kind of the whole idea of this, but more of a rant and a bit of an update, because I wanted to let you guys know that Final Fantasy is coming back to the channel. We're gonna jump back on We Guys soon and start going through the story again. We're still a long way away from the end and have a long way to go to get there. I don't think we're gonna get there before the expansion comes out. I'm not even, like, I have my other character, Creechador, who, you know, is a level 60 paladin, but still has a lot of grinding to do in order to get, to be able to start completing the story again. I'm not sure if I'm going to jump back onto that character, or if I'm just going to maybe focus on this character. Because the whole point of this one was, firstly, to just sort of ease myself into the game, but also to see about leveling up a character the actual most efficient way possible. Like, I have a very bad habit of getting onto a character and then just going and unlocking all the classes and, you know, just spending my time sort of spread out between all of these classes. This time with this character, my goal is to get her up to max level with her main class. Of course, I will need to take a step aside to level up the other one, which I think is Gladiator, in this class, so I can become a warrior. You know, and then get some of those essential cross-class skills. I will do that, but the main idea is to bring this character up as a warrior and focus 100% on getting to the end game as a warrior. And then once all of that is done, then start looking into leveling up some of these other classes. We'll see. I mean, I might just ditch this character and go back to Creechador. I don't know. But that's sort of the idea with Canna Death here. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to my bit of a rant there. I know it's a major first world problem, right? Like, I have too many games to play and not enough time. You know, I have a job, I have a wife, I have I call them my family. They're dogs and cats, but they're my family. You know, and it sounds like I'm complaining about it all, and I'm really not. I am eternally grateful for all of it. But I wish I didn't have to sleep, man. And if I have to sleep, then I wish I could do this sort of YouTube thing full time. And obviously, I think almost everybody who makes videos on YouTube wants that. So, you know, hopefully, maybe one day the channel will grow to a point where maybe I can half sustain myself and do part-time work instead or something. And then, you know, that'd be really cool. And, you know, the possibilities are there, but not something that you can rely on 100%. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for sticking around and hearing me out. If you have ideas or resources that you can point me to help out with time management, then definitely let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're excited to see Final Fantasy XIV coming back in all facets. And those of you who are here for iRacing, don't worry at all, because oval racing is here to stay. I really, really enjoy it, and I'm hoping to make a permanent hobby out of it. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks very much, guys. I will see you in the next video.